WholeOfEngland here, and welcome to a different sort of video today. We're actually going to be doing, well, it's really a first for the channel. We're going to be doing a user replay. So we've actually got a replay from a guy in my clan, Federico, who's currently playing in the Graf Spee. I was in A Division with him, as you can see me there, and he had quite a good game. So it wasn't really the damage that was the outstanding thing, but it was more like the amount of kills he got. So you'll see further into this video that he just keeps on securing them. So currently we are playing on this map at the moment. I mean, it is tier 6 and that, so we're not playing higher tiers really, but we're given tier 6 a go. I was playing in the Viesa and he was playing in the Graf Spee. So we've been using it quite a lot because recently there was the tier 6 clan battles that was on, and that was quite a lot of fun. I mean, we've had a few new members and that, and I think probably quite a few clans have experienced this, where it's been sort of being able to get some newer players on, and also some people that don't have tier 10. So it's been quite a good season for that. But anyway, this is really sort of where it starts off. So currently, this is usually quite a risky thing to cross, really, because I mean, if you're going through here, you've got people coming through where he's actually dropping the torpedoes here down this stretch, and you've also got people to the right, so you're very easily, well, you can easily be hit. So he drops some well, he's not dropped them yet, but he does fire at that Fabuki, gets a few hits there, managed to get 2.5k, and actually drops some torpedoes. So there is actually hydroacoustic surge available, so they should really know that these torpedoes are coming down that strait. So, but there are actually 3 ships going down there, so you can see these torpedoes going. I mean, he's having a look in that. I mean, honestly, I'll be guessing at this point, you know, it's Graf Spee, he's got the hydro going, he's going to avoid those pretty easily, right? So anyway, he disregards that, starts firing at the Koenig, and, well, it's more a speculative shot because he's now gone undercover, but he's got 2 penetration there and does manage to get a really nice amount of hits, and there we go. He actually manages to get a hit on the Graf Spee, even though he knew that those torpedoes were coming. So that was impressive on the enemy Graf Spee's part. Impressively, I just don't know how he managed to really hit that. So at this point, it's now Federico is currently going for the New Mexico, and he just starts angling. And I mean, obviously, if I were him, yeah, I'd be definitely taking advantage of the frontal armor of this because it can tank really well. But he does try and shoot at the actual bow of the ship rather than. Okay, those torpedoes coming in and almost finish this guy off, and then he just gets to reload. But I would probably have aimed more at the superstructure because New Mexico has got a decent amount of armor. But regardless, he does secure his first kill. So there's also the Baton, and to his left as well, you can see there's a Koenig, which you need to keep in mind. But regardless, he has already weakened the front that's actually pushing on the right side of the map, down the 9 and 10 lines. So that's certainly quite good. And then I'm just trying to do a bit more damage over there. Just to really slow them down, because they've got a really good push and nothing's really stopping them. So he's done a good job with that. So he's currently spotted now. So that's either going to be a DD, probably the Acasta, or something else which is unspotted, and something is currently staring at him. So I mean, currently he's already got 33,000 damage and a kill, and now he's looking at the side of the Warspite. And even though it's quite a hefty ship, the Warspite, when going broadside against Graf Spee, they take a good amount of damage, actually. I can tell, well, yeah, there we go, 6.3k, that's very good. I can comment on that from first-hand experience of taking a broadside from a Graf Spee, and they do really hit hard. So he is actually coming now to support the flank, because you can see he's getting overwhelmed, and obviously, you know, the CV, he's, you know, probably going to be under fire soon, so he's coming to support me in that. I mean, we're in voice comms at the time, and he does get some shots on that Königsberg, but unfortunately they do overpen, so he doesn't manage to get a Citadel there, but that would have been quite nice. So he's pushing up on that, and thankfully by the looks of it at the moment, there's no real threats to him at the moment, really. There's nothing particularly strong shooting at him, so it's quite good, but that could change. So yeah, you can see the Koenig has just been unspotted there, so it seems like he's just unloaded a few shells there. But this Königsberg has given Federico a broadside, so he does turn into it, so gets his first shot off. And unfortunately that also overpens. Some of them seem to go in the water, which is quite irritating. And unfortunately he does give his broadside out, but I can see exactly why, because even though he will take some initial damage here, he would otherwise be going against a Warspite, a Graf Spee and a Königsberg, and that's a fight you're not going to win, so he really is doing the right thing here and getting out of the way. So he is now firing at this Königsberg because he's really low, you know, he's a salvo away from death, and Federico manages to deliver that salvo, confirming his second kill with 3 full penetrations and just getting to about 50,000 damage. So that's good. As well as that, it seems like our Ismail has just shot at the Graf Spee, leaving him at 7,000. So yeah, again, he starts dropping some shots and managed to secure a 3rd kill, which is very good. But unfortunately, he did somewhat overextend with his angle there and did get punished for it, sitting at 5,000 HP. So really, it's just now just a fact of just trying to kite away and stay alive, really. So I think this is probably the only thing that I probably would criticise in this replay is what he's about to do there. So the Vasteras, yeah, he's going to see it, but that could still be quite risky what he just did there, dropping torpedoes there. That Vasteras, if he wasn't looking where he was going or he was just a complete bot, very easily could have gone into those torpedoes. And these are 8-kilometer torpedoes, so there isn't really much chance that they'll actually hit the Warspite. So the one good thing as well, these torpedoes coming in from the Graf Spee, there you go, they just ran out too, so he is safe on that front. So at the moment, what he seems to be doing is just sort of really staying quiet at the moment and just waiting for that heal. But to be fair, the Warspite has just fired, so his front guns aren't going to be really firing for another 20 seconds or so, but Federico does play it quite safely. So he does have, you know, he's got 3 heals left, so he is quite good for a good portion left of the match. I mean, he's not going to have much of his HP left, he's probably going to have about a 5th left, but even so, that's going to be more than enough for him. So at this point now, he's just dropping his heal now, so he's now increasing what he's got. He's loaded AP up, and now he's firing at the Warspite. So the Warspite is currently now getting targeted by the CV, the Ismail, as well as the Vasteras. So he's not really having too good of a time. So he's already down to 20k, but by the looks of it, the Warspite is aiming at Federico here. But he's giving quite a wide broadside. He's trying to get those rear guns off, but that's probably not going to pay off for the Warspite because, obviously, as I was saying, the Graf Spee really can punish broadsides, and you're about to see how he'll do that. So here comes that salvo, and he just does 9.8k damage. So very good. The Ismail also does manage to get a few shots in there, and as well as that, the Vasteras is dropping some torpedoes. So very good. And actually, he's been left with 4,000 health, leaving this next salvo. There we go. He gets his 4th kill on the Warspite, but the Warspite does manage to get some shots out just as he dies, and those do come in, but thankfully they do actually bounce off, so that's quite good. So you'll also notice, so I play in a clan called After Dark, and we like to do countdowns. So, you know, we get 2 people in division on one and 2 in another, and then we count down, go in at the same time, and we usually try to hope to get to the same team, but we got on enemy teams, and these are two of our clan members that Federico's about to start brawling with. So honestly, going against a Pensacola as well as a Vasteras, I would genuinely be expecting this to be a losing battle for our Federico here, because at the end of the day, it's going to be quite hard. But he launches his fire so he can spot anything over this island, as well as gets his hydroacoustic going in case any torps being dropped. And there is the first of our clan members. There is class 2, and he's in his Vasteras, goes broadside, and he's now taking some shots. So the Pensacola, what is it, the Pensacola? No, it's actually the Kirov, actually, sorry. It's now dropping some high explosive. But the Kirov, I don't know why he peaked that. I really don't know why he peaked that. And why he's going forward as well. So, obviously, our Federico here thinks, well, no one else is shooting at him. He's being a problem. Let's get our Kraken unleashed. So that's already his 5th kill. And he's only done 70,000 damage. That is really quite good. And now moves his focus onto the Vasteras. And thankfully he's also firing high explosive, so he's going to be dealing a lot more damage than if he's using armor piercing. Managed to incapacitate him as well as set him on fire. And yeah, well, yeah, did he set him fire? I'm not actually too sure. I think that was actually an incapacitation there. I do apologise. I was hovering over the fighter there, so you can't really see the the hits going on there. So apologies for that. But anyway, so he carries on fighting here, and you can already see this Vasteras is really taking a beating at this point. The Pensacola does also drop a shot, but doesn't manage to get a good hit. So that allows Federico to leave him on 700 HP. And now all he needs to do is turn his rear turret and finally get that next kill. So in goes the shots. And there we go, 700 damage, and that's it. That confirms his 6th kill, and now he can move his attention to our Pensacola. And well enough, he is turning away and angling as best he could because he's going against the Pensacola, firing armor piercing. And the Pensacola does hit very hard if you do give them a broadside. They will kill you, so very, very good play from Federico here. And as well as that, his repair party does come off cooldown, so it allows him to actually widen that actual health pool gap even further, whilst he can mow down our Pensacola, our teammates. Yeah, it's not looking good for him. So he gets another incapacitation, actually wipes out one of his guns, so he's quite safe there. He's only got three gun turrets that are left, and leave him on 1000 HP. No one else is shooting at him, so you can see what's going on here. So overall, I'd say very good. There we go. He gets that penetration there, and that is it. He has got his 7th kill. So at this point, you'd really think we'll actually be winning. We've got the actual ship advantage. We've got the point advantage. And it's looking quite good. Unfortunately, this is where the battle starts taking a turn for the worse. So Federico, unfortunately, has run out of the repair parties. So it is a fact of now he has got to survive with this 11,000 HP against 2 destroyers, a battleship, and a ranger in the carrier. So I'm playing in the Weser, and one problem with the Weser is you can't do damage to destroyers, or at least not sufficient damage. I mean, you may get some overpens, you may do, if you're lucky, 1,000 damage, but you really can't do much to DDs with them because of the armor-piercing rockets, so I can't really do much to assist our destroyers. So at the moment, I'm just going into spot and that, and yeah, you can see there's the Koenig that's just been spotted there, and I'm just now hunting down that Fubuki just so our Shinonome can try and brawl him, because he's still got a good 7,000 HP left, which is quite good. So yep, this is really it. So the one problem here is obviously Federico engaging all these people. He has got a really good score, but the one problem with this is the fact that he is effectively out of the battle. So he's just going to have to really turn in, charge forward, and just see what he can really do. And speaking of that DD, there is the Fubuki over there. So he's got 800 HP. I mean, I'm thinking, well, it's a close game. I'm going to take it. I don't take it. I leave him on 200 HP. So he is basically a free kill at this point. So hopefully our Shinonome will drop some shots off as he's doing there. Manages to secure the kill. There's only 1 destroyer left, so that's very good now, and we widen the gap even more. But unfortunately, their Fubuki does manage to sink our Shinonome by dropping torpedoes. So that does even up the amount of destroyers again, leaving 1 per team. So one thing that's a problem as well is I've just lost my only fighters, and now our Fuso is actually getting targeted, which is quite bad. Yeah, I wasn't able to drop any fighters. I feel quite bad. So yeah, that's a problem on my part. But even so, I mean, the Fuso thankfully does have a good amount of HP and will hopefully be able to brawl against this Koenig. So as well as this, the Vasteras is actually heading back, oddly enough. I can kind of see why though, because at the end of the day, he's the DD, and he probably doesn't want to be hunted down by a carrier, which is actually going to be I've just seen this chat. Okay, I guess some people really didn't like how I was playing this game. But regardless, yeah, I can see why he's actually heading back at this point, because it's going to be bad, because their carrier is going to be able to actually damage them quite badly, because they're going to have the high explosive rockets, whereas I can't do anything. So the only thing I can really do is just try and do spotting. I mean, I do drop some fighters just to keep that Koenig spotted, as well as start dropping some torpedoes on him. And at this point, this is where Federico starts coming back into the battle. So he's now about to get into fire range with the Koenig, as the Fuso is also engaging him as well. So this is narrowing up. I mean, it's still looking quite good. I mean, place your bets in the comments now on whether you think we're going to win this game or not. I mean, we've got an advantage. You know, we've got a ship advantage, we've got a points advantage, we've got every sort of advantage that you'd really need. But I'll leave that up to you to see what happens. So, He's pushing in now. The Koenig is just coming into range, but unfortunately does get unspotted, so it would be a fact of either the DD or the carrier spotting him, but yeah, he does briefly get spotted there, but it's just the fact of now really pursuing these ships. There's not really much happening, to be honest, at this point. It's just the fact of waiting for things to be spotted. They do eventually. I mean, if you also look at the top right as well, you'll notice that there's actually 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. So it's going to be close. So at this point we would be winning, but just watch. So the Koenig, he's got 30,000 HP. Our Fuso's got 23. Well, okay, he's now got 26. So it looks like quite a fair game. So Federico is holding off on his shots here. He's currently got armor piercing loaded. Drops off his fighter just in case you can spot something possibly with them. And okay, yeah, so it's going quite slow. So he does change over the high explosive, so he can actually go and hit this Koenig's superstructure and starts firing. So hopefully he can probably try and get a few high explosive shots, get some fires going, or at least do some damage just to help our Fuso. But unfortunately our Fuso does take some torpedoes and is flooding, so already that is quite bad. And the one good thing is the Koenig has actually beached, so unfortunately Federico does overshoot there. Yeah, it doesn't manage to really score any hits, and no, that was a fatal mistake by our Fuso. He tried to turn into the torpedo bombers, but also gave himself a broadside to the Koenig. Honestly, I'd have taken the torpedoes. They would have done significantly less damage, and you'd still be in the game for a few more seconds. So at this point, it's just a fact of really see how long Federico can survive for. I mean, here I probably would be turning in a little bit more because those guns are going to devastate you, as you can see. I mean, he's given too much of his side, yeah. Lost basically half his hate. Yeah, he's basically lost all of it now, and the carrier comes in. Yeah, it's not looking very good. It's now the same ship amount. I mean, I'm coming in now trying to give him some fighter support, but obviously the fights in this game are fucking terrible. They really, really are bad. So thankfully Federico does manage to score a fire, and he's no longer in the range of the battleship. I dropped some fighters, but unfortunately there's too many actual rocket planes there, and Federico does go down. So I'm going to keep on going because there's only 30 seconds left of this game. So take a look now. So that win we were going to have, and also he has managed to get 92,000, so it's very good. 25 seconds left. Now we're going to lose it. That's been a very, very fast turnaround. So this is actually quite a rare event in World of Warships, what you're about to see here. So 10 seconds left, and just take a note of the score in each team. So I managed to kill that battleship, and look at that, equal points. Right there, that is a very rare event that happens in World of Warships, which is a draw. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the battle results, but I did find a website which was, I believe it was WoW's Replays. The site was, so here, I'm showing them on screen at the moment, so you can see it here. But yeah, that was a draw actually. So that was genuinely quite surprising. So I'm quite happy it turned out. So we didn't lose it. It was a nice draw. And here's the results screen. So Federico managed to do 95,000 damage. So that's good. Tier 6. That is very good. So 68 main battery hits. I mean, he's just one off. Those 2 initial torpedo hits, so those did a good amount of damage, did take a few planes down, did get 6 critical hits as well, that's really good, and obviously there's 7 kills, so he's taken over half of the enemy team out with him. So honestly, I would say, even though it was a draw, that was a very impressive game. As well as that, he did manage to get 1 flooding with those torpedo hits, and even managed to get a few secondaries, and obviously he got the heroic achievement, the Kraken Unleashed. So overall, really good battle, and as you can see in the scoreboard here, so Federico does manage to actually come in first place. I follow in second place. I mean, unfortunately, there's not the actual base XP in the scoreboard, but regardless, you can see how well he performed because of, well, he's at the top of the team. So overall, I'd say it's a very, very good game. So that's really it. I mean, if you would like to see more replays, let me know in the comments, and I'll figure something out to actually get more user replays featured on the channel. So some way you can either give me a link or just send me over the replay file, but that's really it. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you enjoyed this replay of Federico. He's definitely played really well there, and that's really it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. So catch you around next time, and goodbye.